take you out with me to plant, sorry, but the rain started and I'm soaked. I was trying to get a little bit in the ground before we leave, but hopefully the rain will stop and I'll be able to get out and do some more. So the rain is finally starting to stop, but it's still a little misty out there. We actually went out and worked in the garden in the rain because there were things that needed to be done before we leave for Baker tomorrow. And that's just what you have to do, right? Good morning. Too sleepy? So yeah, you hear the coffee pot going, so you know it's early, but I made some broth right before I went to bed last night so I could make a pot, put in my crock pot of soup, because I have a face painting job today, and I gotta make sure my kids are taken care of. I'm a mess. It's early morning, guys, and I've got this job to do, and then tonight we're leaving for Baker Creek. So we've just been trying to get a ton of things done, and you know, as a mom, you have to do it all, make sure your kids are taken care of. So that's what I'm doing. Did you have a big fishing trip today? Got to spend some fun time with Dad?
I got bass like this too.
You did?
Pretty
Yeah? Yeah, did you have fun? Yeah?
a tree falling down, so
What'd you catch it on?
we'll spin.
Beetle spin?
And
Was this your first day ever using more than a bobber, getting to use lures?
yep,
Yeah.
And did you cast them and catch them all by yourself?
yep,
Did you take them off the hook by yourself?
yep,
Getting to be all grown up, aren't you?
yeah.
Yeah. Matt and I are on our way to Baker Creek for the Spring Planting Festival, and the boys are going to stay with my parents for a couple of days so that we can actually learn something and meet some great people. Good morning from Cuba, Missouri. We stopped here late last night. We have about 2 hours and we'll be at the Spring Planting Festival.
Big one cyclops over there.
That statue is really neat. Our windshield is awful.
Huh?
The bugs were bad last night. Look how nasty the windshield is. This is Matt and I's second time in 17 years since we had children that we have gone somewhere without children. And it's just a couple days. But, you know, it's kind of nice. I'm excited to get to see people and get to learn things and maybe bring home some plants. Miles and miles and miles of grapevines through here. There's lots of wineries in this little area in central Missouri. 36 minutes. We're almost there. Google, what do armadillos eat? Basic diet. Most armadillo species forage in the early morning and evening hours for a variety of invertebrates and insects, like I said. They have extremely poor eyesight. So they're getting on the road and getting smashed, the poor things. That was a possum.
Awesome.
Yeah, that one was a possum. that one's an armadillo, I think, though. Yep. We can't believe how many roadkill armadillos there are around here. We don't have armadillos in southern Indiana. And I've seen them a few times because I lived in Arkansas and Missouri as a child a couple of times. But, ooh, horses. Oh, look how beautiful. We just are enamored with the creeks. There was a heron in that one. We are almost there. It's raining a little bit. That's okay. I stopped at Dollar General and got us an umbrella. And some emergency ponchos. And we're gonna be okay.
I'm sure the umbrella is probably big enough for one.
I got the golf one. A couple of years ago, we went to Polyface Farm and met up when Justin Rhodes was there on the Great American Farm Tour. And it was pouring. I mean, miserable pouring. This is nothing.
Yeah. Oh, it's just so exciting. Just wait, there'll be a lightning strike here shortly.
Don't even say that. That's not even funny. Look at this pasture.
That is.
Wow. Look at my trees. Look at the cute creek.
I need to stop.
No. Can you let me walk through it barefoot?
Sure.
When we used to live in Missouri, we lived outside of Jericho Springs, and there's a creek that runs through there called Cedar Creek. And I used to love to get out there and go swimming and play in the water there and walk through it whenever everything dried up, looking for neat rocks. We have arrived. Did you know there's a garden festival today here?
I don't know. It looks like there's a lot of traffic behind us.
Oh my goodness.
That's probably why they paved this road.
Did you know?
You're here with a corn person.
Well, you keep
Yeah.
this way again. I know. But
And she drove a moped from San Diego all the way here.
yeah, right.
Save the planet.
In my dress.
In your dress.
In your
Oh
dress.
my gosh, it has pockets, I think.
Isn't that the fest? Oh no, man.
No pocket.
These are just beautiful.
Thank you. You see the other
Oh my
side?
goodness. No, I'll go over this other side and look. That is amazing.
Thank you.
How long did it take you to learn how to do that?
I'm still learning.
Oh gosh, yeah. I gotta go see the other side now.
I'm doing it 14 years.
14 years. Man.
You'd be surprised how quickly you can learn it if I teach you.
Oh really?
Well, he's already went through all the learning curve.
That's exactly
I guess so, yeah.
I'm teaching people things. I'm actually mad. I'm actually disgusted at them. When I finish, it's like, you just did it in 45 minutes. You're able to do a rose that took me months to be able to even come close to doing, and I hadn't perfected it until years later.
Yeah.
Teaching people, but what I'm doing is I'm saying, here's the reason why you don't want to go this way. If you go this way, you're going to do what I did for months.
That's
and
right.
kept cutting this off.
Yeah.
Finally, I figured out if I do this doesn't happen. So you learn little tricks.
Do you carve oranges and stuff too? Is that why all these things are sitting here? Yeah, I need to go look on the front.
You didn't see it when you walked by?
No, I didn't. Oh, wow. Look at the beets.
I like these. I like that one.
Those are gorgeous.
Look with your eyes. Look with your eyes. Well, actually, yeah,
That is really cool, Carl. Beautiful. Yeah. I love golden beets. Wish mine would hurry up and go. Look at that beet. Holy cow. Oh, look at all these seeds. They're just so beautiful. I love that they have them right here where kids can put their fingers on them and say, hey, maybe we should grow some of these. I'm growing this year. Purple lady bok choy. There's some seed swaps here. Look at that corn. That is so neat. I've never seen corn like that.
Go.
I got to meet Mike and Lacey from Farm Fit, and this is so exciting because I have been Facebook friends with Lacey for quite
Sorry.
And all their cute kids.
Yeah.
All their cute kids.
Hit that.
Heck yeah.
Right. That's
Furman's not really big fan.
Joe saw it.
Like his wife. He works hard.
Well, these three, Ben, he helps us on our farm. So he came with us to help.
Well, we need to learn a little bit more about fermentation. Last time we tried to.
They have a get together in August.
We're at.
Oh, Hannibal, Missouri, where Mark Twain's from.
Yeah, okay. Well, you know, we're not. How much ground do we need? Is there any way to make money? Everybody talks about farmers and farmers. So, there's of it.
Nice.
And it's got that. I don't know, did you show her the cabin?
I haven't. I was looking at this. I didn't even realize this is your table, isn't it, Lacey? This is beautiful.
There's a
Banana leaves.
Those are some huge banana leaves.
Yeah, they get pretty big. From one side of the spectrum to the other, from one side of the country to the other. God is in the garden, guys. If you have never connected with God, get in the garden, because He's there. And you may not have words for it, you may not understand it completely, but that's where we find it. That was the purpose of the garden for us. You back? All right. Thank you for all that.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right? So yeah, that's a good place to pick up. I remember one specific time Daniel and I were worshiping, and we sat at the window in my living room, which actually overlooks the garden, and it used to overlook the chicken coop. And I wanted to have a farm for my whole life. It was just like such a dream, and there was a point in our life and our relationship that we couldn't make it happen. There was absolutely no way that we could force the issue. And talking to some of you guys here, I understand that for some of you, this is a deeply burning desire in your heart that you have no idea how to make it happen. And it's this, I'm trying. And sometimes we allow fear to come in, fear that we're going to miss the bus and we're going to miss the train, and we're going to miss the opportunity, or fear that that it's never going to happen for us. When it comes to dreams, fear is always lurking to try to take your eyes off the prize, which is that seek first the kingdom and all these things will be added to you. And so this was a dream for us. And so when it came to pass, and we ended up with our home, which we got as a foreclosure, which is what made it possible, and we worked on it for the last few years. For the last 5 years we've been there. Like, I sit at that window, and it's the fulfillment of that dream in front of me whenever I look out at that window. So that is my favorite place to worship, because it's so easy to get in a place in our life that we forget how much fulfillment we've already experienced. And putting your fulfillment in front of you is what allows you and enables you to dream even bigger for the next thing. God doesn't want us to stop dreaming just because He gives us fulfillment. And so we were sitting at that window worshiping, and I looked at Daniel, and of course he's a worship leader and does music, and I said, if some people sing and some people dance and some people paint, do you think that I could garden as worship unto the Lord? And he said, yeah, I don't see why not. And Maya and I talked about it, and we had this crazy big vision for this big beautiful garden, and we set our mind to building this, and it was his worship. That's why our garden looks like it does. That's why it's so extra. It's, I like pretty things, but it's because that's what it is. And I think that shows, I really do. And so this all brings me to the topic that whenever I speak at these things, they're like, what's the topic of your talk? I'm like, Lord, I don't know what we're going to talk about. Let's talk about the joy of growing heirlooms. Oh, you're picking straw off me. Okay. I was like, what do you need something? I'm like, let's talk about the joy of growing heirlooms.